Hi, welcome to the fourth lesson of the R module. This is Tech-Life Balance, cultivating a healthy relationship with technology. So in this lesson, we'll be giving a high-level overview of some ideas for you to start developing that ideal situation that we were talking about. This is how you can start to develop a true tech-life balance. It's such a shame to use your phone for just social media because it is truly one of the most powerful devices that we have ever known, and we get to keep it in our pockets. But to only use it for social media is kind of a shame. So this is, again, a high-level overview, some ideas that you can start implementing into your own life, ways to visualize and things to think about how you can develop a better relationship with technology. Technology is a useful servant, but a dangerous master. Christian Luz Longa. He was a historian. What a powerful quote to start off with. It is a useful servant, but a dangerous master, and it becomes a dangerous master only if we let it, because it's just a little rectangular box in our pockets. We shouldn't let it. So what does a healthy tech-life balance look like? I suppose it's different for everyone, as is the theme for this entire course. However, developing a relationship where tech works for you rather than you being under the will of the tech is of high priority. So I'd like to draw one of my world famous drawings that is a scale here. On one side, we have things like information, technology, knowledge, entertainment even. And on the other side, we have you. And things that come with you are higher purpose, things like family, goals, and potential. Over here is a phone. So what does a healthy tech-life balance look like? This is literally balance exemplified in a little drawing here. So the whole idea of tech-life balance, and really what it is a balance of the aspects of both your tech and your life that you enjoy. There's so many things that are valuable about technology, and they don't necessarily have to do with social media. A lot of it is information. It is so amazing to know every bit of human knowledge and keep it in your pocket at all times. Technology itself is great. I think the camera functions and having a camera to capture your life on you at all times is one of the best parts about smartphones. Knowledge and information all in the pocket of you. Entertainment, leisure is such an important part of life as well, and we get to have that with our phones. However, if you tip the scales too much in one direction, then you start developing this unhealthy balance of tech in life. If you rely too much on this thing here, all of a sudden your life becomes too reliant on technology. So the goal then becomes, how do you get it to swing back in the other direction, and not only swing back in the other direction, but have a healthy balance of the two. And I'll put that here in blue here. How do you have a healthy balance of these two things? Because it's unreasonable to think that you're just going to throw your phone in the dumpster tomorrow and not think about it ever again. You need your phone, and the way we go about life and the way society is progressing is so integral to technology, and not only that, but developing a tech-life balance. Remember, with your phone, you sort of inherit this digital overwhelm. The constant connectivity can be very stressful. This is what happens if the scale tips one too many ticks to the right. It hinders productivity, as we already know from the H and the A modules. Personal relationships become of utmost importance, especially as you get older. I feel like growing up, even for me personally, it has become so much more important for me to develop better relationships with people around me, especially my fiance Lexi, and just the people in my life, and prioritizing them over a very, very trite thing such as social media. So really prioritizing things like family and the relationships you have with other people is such an important part. But balancing that with how technology plays a part in that is super important. Obviously, physical and mental health has everything to do with your potentials and goals as a human being, and that is definitely hindered by unhealthy uses of phones, but it also is helped by your phone. If you can use your phone to aid you in your journey towards a fitter self and a more healthy relationship with your body, that is an amazing example of tech life balance. Reclaiming time obviously kind of goes without saying. Your phone is such a distraction, but it doesn't have to be if you don't let it. Making time for personal growth and meaningful tasks, and I think that's why I wrote down higher purpose. This is something that I've really been coming to terms with, especially as I develop this course in this business. I truly feel called to use my knowledge of photography and filmmaking and content creation to help people like you, because I love it. So defining that higher purpose, not only defining it, but finding it initially, has everything to do with tipping the scales back in towards your favor. So all of these things are a huge part of tech life balance. And again, it looks different for everybody. My goals and my interests probably aren't the same as yours, and that is completely okay. However, the thing that you should take note of is developing a healthy balance between tech and life, because I believe that there is a world to mesh those two and to have those kind of become one. Tech life balance, if you're a creator, is pretty tough. I have obviously firsthand experience of this because my content revolves so much around my personal life and how I present it and how I tell stories online about me. So recognizing that has been such a journey, and such an amazing journey of growth and coming to terms with what it really looks like to share myself and share my life online through the content that I love to make, and finding ways to do that in ways that don't make me stressed and anxious constantly is something that I'm constantly pursuing. But simply understanding that developing a tech life balance is of high priority for me, at least, is super key to my development as a person. And hopefully it is for you too. So developing a personalized strategy, mental contrasting helps uncover the truly desirable situations, but it's then in the hands of you to prioritize the outcomes that lead to a more fulfilling life. So I want to note down here, it's all in your hands. All. It truly is all in your hands, right? It is up to nobody but you. I unfortunately can't help every single one of you in a interpersonal way. I can't go to your house and tell you this is what you need to do in order to develop a personalized strategy. All I can do is draw for you on these slides that I've spent so much time making. So I'd love to represent this with you and for you with a simple Venn diagram. There we go. So we got one over here. Let's call this tech. And the other one over here is life. So we have things like social media, connection, information on this side, right? And on the other side, we have family, passion projects, and let's see, leisure, huge part. So obviously this is a very truncated list and just meant to be a representation of what a healthy tech life balance looks like. However, when you really combine these and think about what it looks like to develop this middle section, all of a sudden it becomes much more clear the things that you want to take from not only the tech side, but the life side as well. And for me, at least, that is knowledge and business and servicing others. So all of these things here are the things that both rely on technology and rely on me as a person in my life. They are greatly aided by not only technology, but also my life experiences, and not only my life experiences, but goals as well. Again, this is probably very different for you, but I think defining and filling this out for yourself, the things that you like about tech and the things that tech has to offer, and the things that you have to offer, not only in your life, but in relation to technology is super important as well. And I think when you come up with those things in the middle, as I have here, and again, this is another very truncated list because I could talk forever about this. It is so important to really take into account all the important parts of life and tech. It's a unique balance that you really strike. Everyone has a different Venn diagram. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution necessarily each time. Each person's tech-life balance is different. Balance also may change over time, and just allowing yourself to remain adaptable is a huge part of developing a personalized strategy. I just want to write down adaptable here. This is super key in order to develop a strategy that sort of lasts and is important to you for a long time. Remaining adaptable, as we know, is super key to having something stick, but then also continuing to be encouraged and motivated to do something. Not thinking that this whole thing that I just drew right here is the end all be all. Like, it doesn't have to stay like this for forever. It is adaptable and is meant to be dynamic and work with you in your own life. So find ways to build this diagram for yourself and really try to be critical about the things that you value in life. And I think allowing your tech usage to be informed by your life initially is the way to go, because that is how you come up with things that live in the middle, like knowledge, business, and servicing others. Those are all things that tech in life has implications on. Now that we found our balance, it's important to remember that we're stronger together. And this leads into the next lesson that I can't wait to talk about with you. That is all about teaming up and social accountability. However, before we go, let's reference the guided journal that you've hopefully been using and taking notes in as you've been going along. Flip to the Tech Life Balance section and answer these questions for yourself. What does a balanced relationship with technology look like in your life? Take a moment to reflect and really ingest what that means to you. And lastly, how do you identify healthy and productive use of technology versus unhealthy and unproductive use of technology? This is a great moment for you to reflect on your own personal feelings towards technology and how you've been using it and verbalizing it. Again, I really want to stress writing it out makes it so much more real and easier to stick in your life. So really take these questions seriously. Take time to do them. Remember, there's no time limit here. There's no rush, right? It's so important for you to just take time and fill these out for yourself, because this book that you're building, this guided journal, will end up being something that you reference back over and over again. And that's what makes me so excited about what we're doing here and what you're doing taking part in this course. So thank you for sitting through the 4th lesson of the R module. I cannot wait to get to the next one, which is all about teaming up. So I'll see you there.